What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the whole Ray Fisher Cyborg, the Flash movie ordeal. So that's a lot of words. I'm no stranger to saying a lot of words very quickly, though. So I kind of want to go over just this last part of the story, which seemingly is, this is a story, a very up and down story, and we've reached the conclusion of it in some way, a conclusion to a part of it. I want to talk about that part, and then I'll talk about kind of my impressions of the whole thing. I've stayed very silent about this stuff. I know I've seen like Slickmoff and others, they've talked about it, they've done a lot of stuff with it. I've kind of stayed out of it. I'll explain how I feel later, but let's talk about this ending part. So basically, I guess informal confirmation that he was going to be in the Flash movie, because if the reports, now again, none of these are like actually confirmed, these are all like floating rumors, but they seem pretty darn certain of themselves, okay? But the reports are that he has been written out of the Flash movie. So he was going to have a cameo, he was going to be in that movie, and now he is not, okay? And this kind of stems from just all of the drama that has continued over the last, I honestly, I don't even know how long this has lasted. It feels like an eternity, and, it's, I don't know. I actually don't know. Here's what I'll say. I don't like his character. I don't like Cyborg in Justice League. I don't think he did a very good job, Ray Fisher, as it. Now, the stuff that's gone on behind the scenes with Josh Whedon and all that stuff and all of the toxic workplace environment and stuff. Look, here's the deal. To me, this is like the most drama that you can stir up without actually coming to a conclusion. Now, I know there were technically investigations done, that there were some punishments kind of handed out, but pretty much nothing really happened, right? Ray Fisher has gone after Warner Bros.'s president, right, and said that he's not going to do anything for them while he's still working there, all that kind of stuff. The issue is, I do believe in justice. I do believe that if something happens, that hopefully you're going to get a resolution. Now, if the stuff around the world and what we've seen for years and years has proven anything, even in other like Hollywood things, like with the Johnny Depp kind of stuff, sure, I've lost some of my faith in the justice system. I think it's next to impossible to not have lost faith, if you guys are paying attention, in the justice system just in general. So you could say there's fraud, or there's something there's corruption that's preventing certain things from happening, but like to me, not being super, because maybe it comes off like tone deaf and stuff like that, but to me, like, I am kind of stepped back out of this entire thing. Like, again, like I don't know, like, I like Cyborg in general, like I like the character Cyborg. I would like to see a good Cyborg thing. It's just there's nothing I think that Zack Snyder can do in his Justice League to make me like, oh my god, that's an amazing character, or like I'm suddenly like a massive fan. I don't think there's anything he can do, and what we have is just not a good character. And again, I don't really think I think he was easily, now he probably had the worst stuff to work with, but I think he was easily the worst of the acting group as well, right, Fish? I don't want to go super and by the way, I'm not saying necessarily that he's making it up, although it hasn't been proven one way or the other, right? If it's as bad as he said, and I get other, Gal Gadot and even Ben Affleck and stuff, that some of them have spoken up on the conditions there, but I don't know, unless there's something that actually happens, to me, not being super invested in it, it is just drama. I'm not sad whatsoever that he's not going to be in the Flash movie. To be honest, I kind of forgot, or if it was known, or if it wasn't known, I didn't know if he was even going to be in the Flash movie. Now, the Flash movie is more of like a shift, right? It's really going to like set people up for different things, set the universes up for different things. So the Flash movie is very, very important. You would imagine that you would try and get everybody, right? Because you're really gonna mess with things in this Flash movie. You need to have really all you need to have. I assume Aquaman, Jason Momoa, would be in it to a very small extent. We know Gal Gadot is gonna be in it, right? We know Ben Affleck, we know Michael Keaton and stuff like that. So they're trying to assemble everybody, because things are gonna get pretty twisted. So not having Cyborg, I don't know. It's kind of a situation where I hope whatever happens gets resolved. Okay, I hope that if there really is as bad of stuff that's happened there, I hope but yet again, like, you can go deeper into it again. Like, I know Slickmoff and others have too, where it's like some could be very well lying, right? We don't know for sure about certain things certain people have said. Ray Fisher, even, I don't think he's the most trusted of individuals, which, by the way, Hollywood in general, yeah, I don't really care what they say half the time anyway, actually more than half the time. And then at the other side, though, they're going after, like, executives, which you can't trust them either. So really, it's like, again, you could probably use the same thing for Johnny Depp if you don't really care because that's a similar situation. I mean, okay, that's a much different situation, but it's the same kind of vein where it's like if you don't care, it's kind of just drama. It's kind of just people talking. It's like, all right, just let things work itself out, like let's just move on or whatever. So I can see maybe people take the approach, you know, like I'm taking kind of with this situation. Maybe they take with the Johnny Depp stuff where I'm reversed. Where with the Johnny Depp stuff, I'm very, very passionate. I'm very, very into it. I'm on his side. I've been supporting him, all that kind of stuff. So I can see why people are very invested in this, and I can also see why people are not very invested in this. I don't. And at the same time, like this isn't a Johnny Depp situation, and Ray Fisher is not Johnny Depp, right? Not even in terms of like star power when he was starring in things, and you know, not now, you know, in terms of like public reception of him. I don't think anybody in this situation honestly has really good public reception. Truly, in fact, the universe is kind of crashing under its own weight. Gal Gadot, I think, is like well looked at, right? But even like Patty Jenkins after 1984, I don't think she's looked at all that well. And I agree with that. I don't think she should be. Zack Snyder, I'll give you guys a hot take. You know, I like the fact that he's able to make the Justice League. I respect that. I love that. I want him to do it. Okay, it's the right thing to do. I don't think he's like the greatest director on planet Earth. I don't think Man of Steel is some like, transcendent experience. I don't think Batman vs. Superman is some transcendent experience, and I don't think Justice League is going to be some transcendent experience. So, and again, that's maybe just because I'm not as into it as other people. I wouldn't go so far as to say like I'm not as into it as I should be, because that's all subjective, right? How into it are you? So it does suck, I guess, right? He lost that gig. He was going to get paid for that, I assume, right? So no longer in that. But yet again, the writing was on the walls. Like if they took him out simply because he talked about how he's not doing anything under this Warner Bros. President who just signed an extension to keep him in till the end of 2023, right? So like that's an issue. And also, you know, there was the rumor that he would be recast, and how that's not going to happen. I think that kind of stems with they don't really need Cyborg. Cyborg's not too important to them. I think, you know, the Cyborg movie was planned years and years ago, but I don't know if they would ever do it now. I don't think it's worth it to them. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're thinking like, look, do people really care? Did people really ever care? And we can do other stuff. We're going to be doing other stuff with HBO Max. So there's no way he's getting the solo film. The recasting of him, you know, could they eventually do it? Well, they're going to recast. Honestly, they'll kind of recast Ben Affleck's done, so the Batman is going to be shifted. Gal Gadot, right? She's going to be Wonder Woman one more time in that standalone movie. Now, is she it after? I mean, I don't know. She's 35. How long do you want her to be Wonder Woman? Jason Momoa, he's like 40. How long do you want him to be Aquaman? I know he's only had one movie, but how long do you keep that going? And then Henry Cavill, like I think they forgot he even exists, right? With Man of Steel. So for the good they've done, kind of up and down over the last several years, there's still, the Flash movie is very important because it really is going to make or break where it's going in the future, because they don't have the best blueprint in my mind going forward. Like Wonder Woman's ending soon. Aquaman, I guess it can keep going, but you also have the Amber Heard situation, which isn't good for it. Man of Steel, they forgot what that even means. Batman, Ben Affleck was very up and down in terms of people's opinions, and obviously they're kind of moving on, but obviously having the Robert Pattinson one. So like what? And then you have Ezra Miller, the Flash, which by the way, Ezra Miller is no like supremely amazing individual in terms of the stuff that he's actually done, right? That he's gotten away with, but Amber Heard and Amber Heard's gotten away with stuff as well, but Johnny Depp of course can't. I know I'm picking on it. I don't want this video to be super negative or you guys to kind of perceive it as negative. It's an interesting situation. It's one that I'm just kind of watching. It's like, all right, when the Flash movie comes out, I will watch it. Like I will watch it day one. But like all this stuff right now, the drama literally doesn't end. I kind of want to say like it's annoying, but again, I don't know if that comes off as like tone deaf, because again, like there are real issues going on, and I understand that. But again, hopefully whatever has happened, whatever accusations have been happening, all that kind of stuff, it leads to something. It has some sort of resolution. It has some sort of quote-unquote justice for, whoever's in the right, okay? That's what I kind of hope for. Will that happen? I mean, again, if the last couple of years has taught you anything, it probably won't, all right? So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Do you think he should be recast? Do you think that this whole situation should just go away? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video every single day on this channel, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.